It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Meloni.
Welcome and good morning, everybody, to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business each and every morning at 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ. Thanks for taking some time out of your day to tune in. And also invite you over to my website where you can always learn more about the show and catch past shows on demand over at TampaBayRadio.com. It's Working Women Wednesdays, a weekly feature sponsored by the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group and Jessica Ravelli. And very thankful for her for sending me over two professional women each and every Wednesday. It's a great segment, and I learn a lot each and every Wednesday here on That Business Show. And I've actually got the founder and CEO, Jessica Ravelli, live on the phone with me today. Jessica, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Jamie. How are you?
I'm doing great. I saw you over at the Lightning game last night. Lightning picking up the series win, correct?
Yeah, it was fabulous. We have yet to go to a playoff game, so this was our first one this year, and it was just electric inside the arena, and to watch them win and really dominate the entire game was, of course, super fun. So I just can't say enough about supporting the home team, and it was a completely packed arena. It looked completely sold out to be, and fantastic energy. So I'm sure that will keep up as we are on our way to hopefully the Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
so
see a
very,
lot of
cool.
a lot of posts about that. A lot of people excited around the Tampa Bay region about the win last night. Congratulations over to the Tampa Bay Lightning for that win as well. So, Jessica, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the Working Women of Tampa Bay. I know you had mentioned that you're starting a program to help women get into the field of entrepreneurship. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we've got so much programming for women business owners once they've launched. But we looked over our programming and thought, where we're really missing education is in that launch step. So one of our members, Greta Kishbaum, who's a professor over at St. Pete College, is actually going to be doing a once a month launch lunch. That's what we're calling it.
Right.
And it's going to be once a month over at the St. Pete Greenhouse, which is an awesome entrepreneurial hub in downtown St. Pete, where they do 1 million cups and all these really great entrepreneurial programming. And so they've agreed to host us on a monthly basis. And so Greta will be able to teach 8 to 10 students once a month just the basics of entrepreneurship, because I know when I went from being a television news producer and entered the world of entrepreneurship, everything was just like, it seemed like I made a mountain out of a molehill, right? Like I needed to get my LLC, and I needed to, get liability insurance and all these things that you need when you're just getting off the ground. And it just seemed so daunting, at least it did for me at the time. And so we want to kind of remove all that possibility of fear and give them the steps that they need to launch correctly. And so that's why Greta will have this lunch on a monthly basis where 8 to 10 women can come and learn the basic ropes to starting a business, so that it's not so scary, and so that they don't let that fear of all the kind of logistics of getting off the ground keep them from starting businesses. So we'll launch that in June. And one of the reasons why we launched that is because you've got Michelle in studio today, and she's going to be talking about our monthly marketing masterminds. And those have been going so well, and she can share more, but they're really about this whole roundtable discussion on marketing as a small business owner. And we've found that format works really, really well. And so the launch lunch will have a similar format. It's all about giving these women entrepreneurs not only the education that they need, but this built-in support system, and that's what that will do. So we're really excited to get that off the ground. It'll be the second Thursday every month starting in June at the St. Pete Greenhouse, and I'll have the event up on the calendar either today or tomorrow. So
yeah, over at your website, workingwomenoftampabay.com, you have an events calendar there. And I'm looking at it right now. I mean, you've got something just about every day. So this is just an excellent resource, your group altogether for professional women in the Tampa Bay region. So kudos to you for what you've done, and thanks for contributing to the community in such a positive way through your networking group, and also for taking care of me each and every Wednesday with two great guests.
Thank you. Well, and thank you for your partnership, Jamie. Your commitment to women in business and in Tampa Bay is phenomenal, and we're glad to be a partner. And your guests are great today. Like, as I said, Michelle is a top-notch social media person, and so she'll have really great insight. And then Shelby is really one of Tampa Bay's hidden gems. The amount of support that she's built up for breast cancer survivors in our area is unprecedented, and really she is one of those women in our community that if we didn't have her, I don't know what the women in our community who go through breast cancer would do. So awesome guest today. I hope you have a great day, and I'll chat with you guys next week.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Jessica. Take care. And that was CEO and founder Jessica Ravelli of the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group. Learn more about them at workingwomenoftampabay.com. And also, this is a weekly feature each and every Wednesday here on That Business Show with Jamie Meloni. So let's go and bring on my first guest. Michelle Acosta is the owner of Market Digitally, a local web design and digital marketing consulting firm that arose from her previous successful career in corporate and nonprofit public relations marketing. Michelle focuses on creating the best-in-class custom marketing concepts for small to mid-sized business owners, startups, and entrepreneurs. Michelle, welcome to the show today.
Thank you, Jamie, for having me this morning.
Yep, not a problem. Thank you very much for coming in the studio today. So let's start with what Jessica had mentioned there on the phone, that you're going to be speaking at a mastermind group. So tell me a little bit about this.
Well, Working Women of Tampa Bay originally had two other marketing mastermind meetings around the region. One was in Clearwater, is in Clearwater, and the other one is in St. Pete. However, we did not have the same thing in the Tampa Bay area, so we decided in January to start a marketing mastermind session in Tampa for our working women here. And we started that up in January. It's been very successful. Like Jessica said, it's a roundtable style discussion, and I think the women that attend get the most out of it. Number one, it's a little longer meeting. It runs from 9 to 10:30. But it's basically a discussion. So every month we'll choose a topic that's popular within marketing. We've done things like the nuts and bolts of blogging, how to choose a social media platform. And this month we're going to be doing the email marketing secrets. But women get to come, and they kind of come and share everything that they're hearing that they should be doing or shouldn't be doing, what's working and what's not. And we kind of throw it all on the table and we discuss,
There are so many challenges to digital marketing out there. I was chatting with you before the show there about, mobile get and the application, or the change to, when making your site, mobile friendly, and how Google is not ranking the sites that are not mobile friendly as in their search engines anymore. And, what are some tips you can share with small business owners and, any website developer for that or that matter in, making a site mobile friendly?
Yes. And I think you really hit on something major right now in the industry. Last year, I don't know if you're aware, and a lot of people aren't, was the first time that users who were on the internet using their mobile devices, not using their laptops or desktops. So that totally changed the landscape of digital marketing. So what that tells business owners is that most of your customers are going to be accessing your website through a mobile device. And this is why Google, as you just said a few months ago, made a huge announcement that they're going to start de-ranking sites that are not mobile friendly. So it doesn't matter if you've spent the past years kind of building up your SEO, building up your traffic. They're there to service their key customers, which is the online searcher. And if they know that their online searchers are using mobile devices, of course, they're going to make sure that they're going to present websites that are mobile friendly. And like you said before the show, we talked about how do you find out if your site is mobile friendly? Well, Google has made it very easy for business owners. You can just go onto Google and type in, is my site mobile friendly? You're going to get their test site, and then all you have to do is put in your website URL, and it will tell you instantly if your site is mobile friendly or not. If it's not, then I highly encourage you to work with a local designer and or contact whoever is running your website and find out if you can move over to a mobile-friendly site or a responsive site.
Is it easy to make the changes necessary to make your site mobile-friendly? I tested mine and it failed, unfortunately, which was disappointing because I spent so much time building my site, and to have it fail was just, not something I wanted to see. But I mean, do I have to start over from scratch, or are there applications that can just take my site and move it over and it fixes everything easily? Tell me about this.
Yes, actually, it can be that easy, especially if you're working with a well-trained web designer. You have two options. You can either move your site over to a mobile-friendly theme, and if you already have that rich content in that SEO, that's connected to your domain. So you don't have to worry about losing that. But if you need to work with a well-trained web designer who understands how to sort of redirect some of your links and things like that. So it's not something that I would take on by yourself, but it is an easy transition to move over from a theme that's not mobile friendly to a theme that is. However, I highly suggest that your listeners consider moving over to a responsive site instead. And a responsive site will make sure that your site not only looks good on a mobile phone, but looks good on across all device sizes. Because as you know, we have so many options now on how we access the internet, and all the screen sizes are different. So we want to make sure that our website looks good across all devices. And that's what a responsive site would do for you.
This is some great information. I got to take a quick break, but I want to chat with you some more about how to make your website more mobile friendly and get some SEO tips from you as well. And we're currently talking with Michelle Acosta. Learn more about her over her website, michelleacosta.com. And you're listening to Working Women Wednesdays here on That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305.
Hey there, it's Lynn Wise, the founder of Wise Business Advisors and Contractor Business Alliance. I am a certified value builder advisor, and I help business owners build a company that will allow them to have the business that they dreamed of when they started. Why did you go into business for yourself? I'm sure it was not to work 100 hours a week with no work-life balance and no financial freedom. What am I talking about? I'm talking about building a business that provides value to you and your family now and in the future. You can learn about the 8 essential areas of a business that you must build to have a business that can be an asset for your future. Go to wisebusinessadvisors.com and take the Value Builder score. It is free and will deliver your score immediately on how you are doing on building a valuable business for you and your family. Or call me at 772-834-8513 to learn more about the Value Builder system.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Meloni of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
Look out for delays westbound I-4 between 50th Street and 22nd Street. An accident at 22nd blocking the left lane of traffic. Also southbound US 19 near 66th Street, a crash. Only the far right shoulder getting by through this area. If you see traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterick, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Burger King.
Welcome to Burger King. Do you know what time it is?
8:03?
Nope, it's croissant time. So what time is it?
Croissant, it's time.
No, ma'am, it's 8:04.
Get 2 Croissant sandwiches for just $4. Only at Burger King. Restrictions apply.
Today, sunny with a 30% afternoon rain chance, high 92. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Tomorrow, just a 30% chance of rain, high 92.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
And welcome back, everybody, to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. It's Working Women Wednesdays here on That Business Show, a weekly feature brought to us by the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group. Learn more about them over at workingwomenoftampabay.com. And also, you'll catch this show on here weekdays at 8 a.m. on 1250 WHNZ. And I invite you to please tune in each and every morning, as this is a show with a positive message about business owners, entrepreneurs, and people making a difference in and around the Tampa Bay community. Currently talk with Michelle Acosta, owner of Market Digitally. And on the first segment there, Michelle, we're talking, a lot about, how to make your site, more mobile friendly, or at least the importance of it. And we want to stress, the importance of marketing in business. And this is something that you were at an event recently, and you were kind of getting the feeling that, marketing is a bad word, so to speak. So tell me about this.
Yeah, it's really funny to me. I think I take it for granted because I'm in the industry and I've been doing this for 15 years. So I understand the importance of marketing, but I've come to the point where I feel that marketing is just as important or even more important for the small business owner. And unfortunately, a lot of small business owners are afraid of the word. It's like a dirty word. Like as soon as you say marketing, you can already see in people's eyes when you're talking in a discussion, half of them check out, And it's funny because during the break we were talking and Shelby was sort of saying, well, I think they're just afraid of it, And so I would love to use this forum to sort of tell all the business owners out there, there's nothing to be afraid of, because if you're in business, guess what? You're already marketing. Marketing at the most basic level is just telling people about your business and services. So even something like creating a business card, that's a form of marketing. When you go to a networking event and you shake someone's hand and you're talking about your business, that's marketing. So I kind of want to take out the idea of marketing being scary and something that you don't know about, and tying it back to the mastermind marketing meeting that we hold. That's one thing I always start the meetings out saying. I tell the ladies, I am not the marketing mastermind here. Yes, I'm the expert. I'm here to guide you through and kind of share some of my knowledge and experience working with business owners. But you're the expert. You're the marketing mastermind of your own business. Only you know how to promote and market your business.
Yeah, and I mean, consumers are going to the website these days to find and research people. I mean, they're Googling your name and your business, and so if you're not on the online with a good site, you're obviously probably going to be losing business. And I'm at your site now, again, michelleacosta.com, and you got on there, 83% of U.S. consumers are researching online today before they buy. So the importance of a website presence cannot be understated. Tell me about your services that you assist with small business owners and entrepreneurs, with website design, SEO, things of that nature. So let's talk a little bit about your services.
Wonderful. So we primarily focus on digital marketing services, and the most popular services for small business owners would be website content, social media marketing, and email marketing strategies. So we build strategy for our small business owners, but we also train them on how to use specific tactics and tools. I think an important place to start for most small business owners is their strategy. Because unless you understand who your ideal customer is, unless you understand who they are, what keeps them up at night, and how your products and services can help solve those fears and problems, you're really sort of just out there throwing out messages, hoping that someone's going to grab onto it. So it's important to start with strategy, understanding your ideal customer, and then also understanding the market, understanding your competitors. So what kind of messages are they getting from other people who may provide similar products and services? To make sure that you find that unique thing that makes you who you are, that what I call differentiator, that when people look at you, they're not going to just blend you in with everyone else. They're going to say, I want to work with that person because they're different.
Now, how did you get into this space? Tell me about your path to entrepreneurship. I'm always interested in learning how other people got, out of a day job and into, something that, is strictly their own business. So tell me a little bit about that.
It sort of evolved over my 15-year career. What's funny is half of that time I started working with small business owners. I started in upstate New York running lean training sessions for the local small manufacturing plants in the area, because at that time a lot of them were closing down. So the state, they were trying to teach them basically how to run a more efficient business through the lean program. And then it switched to working for a nationwide group that supported independent retailers, so store owners for electronics, appliance, and furniture. And then what happened, ironically, is some of those independent dealers started reaching out to me on the side and saying, I know you're doing this great work for the main company, but we need some help on the local level. So I started doing side projects, publicity projects, marketing projects, and then I realized I really like this. Not only do I love the spirit and passion of a small business owner, but I love the agility of a small business, meaning you can switch and move, by day. You don't have this big corporation with all this red tape. Tomorrow, if you decide you want to do something entirely different, you can. And I love the spontaneity of small business. And so I decided, you know what, I can do this on my own. So I started my company, Market Digitally. And it's grown over the past 4 years, and I'm just meeting more and more new small business owners and just being able to really help them reach their target market.
How has the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group assisted you? Obviously, you're very involved in that with your mastermind group. Tell me a little bit about how they've assisted you as well.
Yes, I was very, very particular on a group that I decided to join, and Working Women of Tampa Bay, my very first meeting was so welcoming. I mean, Jessica actually was there at the very first meeting I went to, and she greeted me openly. I didn't even know she was the president of the organization. I just felt like she was one of us, and it's just a warm, friendly group. And I think some of the most well-known, like Shelby, small business people in the community are part of Working Women of Tampa Bay, so check it out.
Yeah, and you can also get more information on your site over at on your business over at michelleacosta.com. So I got about 30 seconds left. Michelle, real quick, let's give out your contact information, how people can get in touch with you for website design and SEO services.
Again, go right onto my website, michelleacosta.com, or you can email me at marketdigitally@icloud.com, or check me out on Twitter. My handle is socialprtech.
All right, some great information, and of course, we'll get that up on the show recap as well. Michelle Acosta, owner of Market Digitally, here on That Business Show with Jamie Meloni. Michelle, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, great interview. Coming back for another break, we'll be talking with Shelby Coriati, Director of Marketing at Tampa Bay Mobile Mammography, sharing her story and some great tips on breast cancer awareness here on That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring. although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
The United States of America has a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So if that's the case, why is everyone so ticked off? Saturdays, 2 to 3 p.m. on 1250 Wins WHNZ is a new show that will solve all the world's problems. Okay, maybe not, but at least you'll be able to talk about what ticks you off with a host that has seen the best of America but continues to fight corruption and ignorance. Tune in and sound off with Kevin Demers every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. on 1250 Wins WHNZ.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Look out for delays westbound I-4 between 50th Street and 22nd Street. An accident at 22nd blocking the left lane of traffic. Also southbound US 19 near 66th Street, a crash. Only the far right shoulder getting by through this area. If you see traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterick, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
Winds, Weather Center forecast. Once again, we'll reach the low in a few mid-90s, mix of sun and clouds today. 30% chance for those afternoon, early evening showers or storms, and the low tonight in the mid-70s. Join us tonight at 7. We've got Lightning Hockey Night on Impact Radio 1250 Wins WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Thanks for tuning in here this early Wednesday morning, and keep in mind, you can find this show on here weekdays at 8 a.m. on 1250 WHNZ. And you can also catch us in the studio live via our live stream link over at tampabayradio.com. Just head over to that, and there is a button on the homepage, and click that, and you can see the videos each and every morning. And also, you'll see some stuff up on the stream as we put up different things from people's websites and different pictures, things of that nature. So you'll see some extra information that you're not going to see if you're listening to me on the airwaves. Also, please find me on demand at a number of different social networking sites, including iTunes, where we put up the show on the podcast site there. Just search for That Business Show, and I'd appreciate if you could leave some feedback on that. I'm always looking for tips on ways to grow the show, so that's a great site to help grow the show. So please visit the show over on iTunes and leave some feedback on the site for me as well. And if you want to connect with me on Facebook, you can find me over at facebook.com/That Business Show, and over on the Twitter at Jamie_Meloni. And also you can catch all the shows on demand at tampabayradio.com. Currently it's Working Women Wednesdays, a weekly feature brought to us by the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group. Thanks to Jessica Ravelli, CEO and founder of the group. Learn more about them over at workingwomenoftampabay.com. And on the first segment there, we are talking with Michelle Acosta of Market Digitally. She is the owner of that company. Learn more about her over at michelleacosta.com. And on the second half of the show here, I'm welcoming my guest, Shelby Coriati. Shelby was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer just a few months after her 40th birthday. It was a 5-year battle that included chemotherapy, radiation therapy, 18 surgeries, and she learned a lot about cancer along the way. In 2007, she began to volunteer her time to the University Community Hospital, which is now the Florida Hospital of Tampa, to help promote the new breast cancer center they are building. And today is the Director of Marketing and Patient Education with Tampa Bay Mobile Mammography. Shelby, welcome to the show today.
Thanks, Jamie. Thanks for having me.
So first, I want to hear your story. Let's tell me your story of your battle with breast cancer, if you would, please.
Oh, my goodness. So I was really good about taking care of myself. And when I turned 40 years old, I had my first mammogram, and that actually came back fine. And a couple months later, I was sitting at the dinner table, and I had an itch in my armpit, and I actually had a mass that had formed in my armpit. So my lymph nodes had matted, and of course, I didn't know that at the time. I thought I just pulled a muscle, but I actually was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. Kind of scary.
Yeah, and so this was just a mass that you found all of a sudden. So in this, you said you'd been getting your mammograms on a regular basis prior to that?
Right. I mean, obviously, it had been there for quite some time. And when we're doing mammography, they're not doing mammography in the armpit, but it is part of what should be a part of your monthly self-exam. So I'm kind of like the advocate.
So the basic mammogram wasn't going to pick that up because of the location?
It was in the location, yeah. It was actually all the way up into my lymph nodes in my armpit. And so that's why self-exam is so important, but I wasn't doing it at the time.
Wow, so that's a great tip right there. That's not something a lot of women may not be aware of. They think that they're going to get in their mammograms and then they're safe because it comes back clear, right, and they're not checking the region under their armpit and everything.
Exactly.
So tell me more about the treatment and the eventual result. Are you cured completely now? Or is
I
it
am.
still?
I've been cancer-free this year, 15 years.
Oh, well, congratulations.
It's awesome. It was a difficult battle because I actually have hereditary cancer, and it's not something I found out. I didn't find out about that until 3 years after my diagnosis. So a lot of people, when I say 18 surgeries in 5 years, that's typically not the norm for someone that's diagnosed with breast cancer. When you throw in the hereditary component, it kind of changed things. So I had to have, Angelina Jolie has been in the news quite a bit with doing all these elective surgeries, and and she's doing that as preventative measures. And so those were things I had to do also.
Now, you got very involved in breast cancer awareness, and now you're with Tampa Bay Mobile Mammography back in 2007. How was your life affected by the breast cancer? What were you doing before this?
Well, I am a huge advocate for breast cancer awareness and for educating women, and there's many reasons for that. And so when I was diagnosed, I really looked around and saw how much it was also impacting my family. And unfortunately, after 5 years of being sick, part of that casualty was I ended up also being divorced. And so I really was kind of wondering, what am I going to do in life? I had been out of corporate America for many years, and I'd gone through this very lengthy cancer battle, and I was really trying to figure out who I even was again. And I just started to volunteer my time. Something in me said volunteer, and UCH was building a brand new breast center. It was a concrete floor, and something in my spirit said that's where I was supposed to be.
Yeah, your background, I'm reviewing here, you served in the Air Force, analyzing nuclear submarines. Tell me a little bit about your career in that field.
I did. I was in the Air Force for 6 years. I had a top secret clearance, and so I was in the Philippines for 3 years, and I copied Vietnamese Morse code. And when I got out of the service, I still had that top secret clearance. And so Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Lab scooped me up and said, we're going to teach you how to analyze nuclear submarines. And I thought, I've only been water skiing. I've never been on a submarine. And,
right.
But I learned it. And so it was an interesting career.
Okay, so you've been involved with breast cancer awareness, Tampa Bay Mobile Mammography, and the Florida hospital there I mentioned before since 2007, correct?
Yes.
And how has that, changed your life? Do you find this more enriching than your previous career in corporate America and the Air Force?
Absolutely. It's just so much different when you know that you're impacting not just women's lives, but also their family. And so, I almost feel like, I've worked with a lot of doctors over the past few years, and I feel like that I'm an extension of what they do in saving women's lives, and that's by providing them life-saving information. And now with Tampa Bay Mobile Mammography, I'm able to also bring mammography to the people and take excuses away. So it's just really empowering overall.
Now tell me about how the Tampa Bay Mobile Mammography program works.
Okay, so I was approached last year, and actually the company name is Direct Medical Imaging. And early last year, they decided that they were going to get into the mobile mammography business. So my new VP reached out to me back in mid-year and started talking to me about coming on board as his director of marketing and patient education. Of course, that was kind of a scary thing to do, going from a large hospital system. I did think a lot of my success was because I was associated to the hospital, but it took leaving to realize that a lot of my success was based on the things that I'm doing. And so I came on board with Tampa Bay Mobile Mammography. It was a startup company. So it was interesting that I initially started my career in breast cancer advocacy with a concrete floor, and now it's wheels on the bus. And so basically we are able to partner with corporations and communities, and we have an online registration process. It's absolutely pain-free for anyone to set up a screening wellness program with us. And we just bring the bus on up, and we schedule appointments every 10 minutes. And those ladies are right back to work.
So how does this work? Is this more geared towards the large business owners that has a number of employees and they want to raise awareness and offer this to their employees by inviting the bus to the locations? Tell me a little bit, or can anybody that just wants to make an appointment show up, or how does this work?
They can. So many things. So, for example, we just did an event with Florida Blue, and we had 26 screenings on that date. About half of them was their employees, but the other half were women in the building. And so they promoted that we were going to be there. And it just makes sense because women don't have to take a full day off work, and they can save that vacation time to do something enjoyable versus having to take the day off and sit in the doctor's office half the day. So it's very easy for them to do that.
Okay, and I'm on the site, and you're talking about 2D and 3D imaging. So talk to me about what that means and the differences between 2D and 3D imaging.
So we've made some great advances, and it's really exciting. And to be honest, I would not have switched positions if this was 2D imaging, because we are coming into a new age with 3D mammography. It's incredible technology. We actually have the ability to increase invasive breast cancer detection by 41% more than regular 2D imaging. So previously, when a radiologist was doing a mammogram, they would just get 2 images of the breast. Now with 3D imaging, they're able to get multi-millimeter images, so we can get up to 60 images of the breast. And so when the radiologist is looking at that report, it's just like turning the pages on a book. And so it doesn't reveal itself in 2D. We most definitely can see it in 3D.
Okay, so you're saying that's something that a lot of women need to be aware of, that a lot of radiologists are still using a 2D technology. Am I correct in saying that?
Well, oh yes. I mean, I think there's just 6 3D systems in the Tampa Bay market. I mean, it is fairly expensive technology. And so the fact that we have 3D on a mobile unit is so exciting to me, because we are providing service also to 6 counties in the Tampa Bay area. So we're going from Polk County to Hernando, out to Sun City Center, bringing the technology to areas where they don't have access to it.
Now, you mentioned that it's an expensive technology. Is there differences with how insurance covers 2D versus 3D imaging?
Well, that's a great question, Jamie, because right now, Medicaid and Medicare in January of 2015 came out with a CPT code for billing. So the other major insurances, they review their billing codes either biannually or annually. And so right now, all of the other major insurances like Florida Blue, Aetna, and Cigna, they are not covering 3D. However, since our system has the capability to do 2D and 3D simultaneously, those patients are getting the benefit of 3D, but right now we're not billing that portion of it.
Now, when should women begin to get the annual mammograms? I think 40 is kind of the general talking point of when people are supposed to get them. But tell me about your experience and what do you recommend?
I'm so glad you asked that question, Jamie, because right now, again, there is a lot of confusion out there for women about when do you get your mammogram. This U.S. quote-unquote preventative task force came out a couple of years ago and said, don't get your mammogram until you're 50 and then do it every 2 years. Well, to be quite honest, that takes early detection right out the window. I was diagnosed at 40. My sister was diagnosed at 40. I ran statistics that year on the number of women that we diagnosed with breast cancer. 1/3 were under the age of 50. So a woman, 2 things. If she has a history of a family history of breast cancer, for example, my children, my oldest daughter had her first mammogram at age 28. And so you want to go 10 years prior. If you don't have a family history, you can do a baseline screening mammogram at age 35 and then do your annual mammogram at age 40. And ladies do that mammogram every year. You might go and they may have something that's so microscopic, and within a year, those cells can change. And if it's a fast-growing cancer, from 1 year to the next, you can have a completely different scenario.
Does insurance cover mammograms for people that are younger, that are in their 20s and their 30s, or is it something that insurance doesn't pick up until age 40? Tell me a little bit about this.
Okay, so for my daughter's case, yes, insurance covered it. But a young woman, 30 years old, says, I want to have a mammogram. There's really no need for her to do that until, again, baseline at 35 and then at age 40.
And how treatable is breast cancer when it's caught in the early stages?
Well, you know, we always say, everybody says early detection, and absolutely is key. However, I will also say I led a support group for 6 years. And what I've learned over that time and over many, many years is we don't know what cancer is going to do. So I've seen people with a stage 1 cancer, unfortunately, that are no longer with us, that their cancer came back with a vengeance and they lost that battle. But here you have me, a stage 3 breast cancer. I'm triple negative, which is a scary diagnosis to have. And I also have hereditary cancer. And here I am 15 years later, and I'm doing great. You use the term
triple negative. What do you mean by triple negative?
There's measurements. So they measure like your receptor status, your hormone status, ER/PR. So if your hormone status is negative, so when we hear women that are diagnosed with breast cancer and then they go on tamoxifen for 5 years, that's not an alternative for someone with triple negative. We're kind of winging it.
Gotcha. This is some great information. Got to take a quick break, but if you're just tuning in, we're talking with Shelby Coriati. She's the Director of Marketing and Patient Education with Tampa Bay Mobile Mammography. Learn more about them at tampabaymobilemammography.com. And you're currently listening to the Working Women Wednesdays feature on That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305.
Hey there, it's Lynn Wise, the founder of Wise Business Advisors and Contractor Business Alliance. I am a certified value builder advisor, and I help business owners build a company that will allow them to have the business that they dreamed of when they started. Why did you go into business for yourself? I'm sure it was not to work 100 hours a week with no work-life balance and no financial freedom. What am I talking about? I'm talking about building a business that provides value to you and your family now and in the future. You can learn about the 8 essential areas of a business that you must build to have a business that can be an asset for your future. Go to wisebusinessadvisors.com and take the Value Builder score. It is free and will deliver your score immediately on how you are doing on building a valuable business for you and your family. Or call me at 772-834-8513 to learn more about the Value Builder system.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Meloni of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Slow traffic this morning, southbound Veterans Expressway between Gunn Highway and Waters Avenue. Also look out for delays southbound 275 from I-4 to the Howard Armenia exit, and westbound I-4 stop and go from the Selman connector into 275. If you see traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick. Hillsborough traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Burger King. Right now, your favorite breakfast sandwich, the Croissantwich, is just $2 for $4. Start the day your way with 2 flaky, light, buttery Croissantwich breakfast sandwiches for $4. Only at Burger King. Limited time only. Price and participation vary.
Today, sunny with a 30% afternoon rain chance, high 92. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Tomorrow, just a 30% chance of rain, high 92.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Catch the show on here weekdays at 8 a.m. on 1250 WHNZ and learn more about the show over at TampaBayRadio.com. It's currently our Working Women Wednesdays feature here on That Business Show, a weekly feature brought to us by the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group. Learn more about them at WorkingWomenOfTampaBay.com. And I'm currently talking with Shelby Coriati. She is the Director of Marketing and Patient Education with Tampa Bay Mobile Mammography. And on the last segment there, Shelby, you're sharing your story and getting some great tips on breast cancer awareness. And let's talk a little bit about family history. Obviously, family history matters. What questions should people be asking their family?
Well, absolutely, family history matters. And there's definitely been a spotlight on hereditary breast and ovarian cancer with Angelina Jolie coming out. And a lot of people are asking, well, what do I need to ask my family? So cancers that are linked to a hereditary mutation or a BRCA mutation is breast, ovarian, prostate, pancreatic, and male breast cancer. So if you have anyone in your family, and this is mother's side and father's side, I happen to have a hereditary mutation that actually came from my dad's side. And there's a lot of confusion out there because women think when they go to the doctor, and as do men, when they're saying, what's your family history? Women tend to think, oh, it's my mom's family history because I'm female, and not look at the dad's. But the fact of the matter is you have 2 parents, 2 sets of genes, 50-50. And so you want to be asking your family, what type of cancers have we had? When I was diagnosed back in 2000, I went into my diagnosis saying no family history. And yet 3 years later, all of a sudden Pandora's box was opened up. My sister was diagnosed just 18 months after I was. And that was the big red flag, was here we had 2 sisters, both 40 years old, being diagnosed with breast cancer. That then it went on to, I had another sister with breast cancer and another sister with ovarian. And so my brother actually carries the gene. So for the guys that are out there listening, you need to be asking those questions too, because if you have a hereditary mutation, you have a 50% chance. It's a coin toss. Did you pass that to your children? And if you did, well, guess what? It's another 50% chance that your grandchildren have passed that on. And so that risk does not decrease. And so in hereditary cancer world, it's important to know, are you at high risk? We now have tests out there that we can have information that will allow us to be previvors of cancer and not just survivors of cancer.
Now, you mentioned male breast cancer. Is that something, how common is male breast cancer, and is the screening process the same? Do they do a mammogram, or is there, how do men get tracked for this?
Yes, men can have mammograms, and guys out there, surprisingly, guys have breast tissue, and they have a small amount of breast tissue, and yes, they can also get breast cancer. And normally what happens for men is they think, oh, I have a bump or a lump, and the farthest thing they're thinking about is breast cancer, so they don't go get it checked. And guys typically don't go get things checked until it's a problem anyway.
Right.
Sorry, it's just the truth.
It is. I'm not a big fan of visiting the doctor, yes.
But so what happens with men is when they come in, a lot of times they have a later stage diagnosis because they come in for a mammogram, they get a diagnosis of cancer, and a lot of times it's already spread.
How prevalent is it in male of patients?
It's very, very low. So it's like less than 1%, I think less than 2% of the population for men. But however, if they have a genetic mutation, their risk goes up to 6%. So for women, we have a 1 in 8 chance of breast cancer. So for men with a hereditary mutation, increased risk for prostate cancer, increased risk for male breast cancer, and they just want to make sure they're doing those same things and having their checkups.
And men do the checks just like women do with the just feeling around the breast area?
Yeah, so when someone's doing their monthly self-exam, I want to say for ladies, you want to do that about a week to 10 days after your monthly cycle. And a lot of ladies out there, they think they're doing their self-exam the right way, and I promise you probably 90% are not. I have a little teaching tool, and I bring it around, and I always say, show me how you do it. But talk with your doctor and make sure you're properly doing your monthly self-exam. Take it from someone that wasn't doing it and had this big, golf ball in my armpit, which turned out to be a cancer. So you want to make sure when you're doing your self-exam is once a month, know what your normal lumpy bumpy feels like. Make sure you're checking up in your breastbone, above your collarbone, and up into your armpit, because that's your lymph node path. And if cancer is going to spread, that's where it's going to go first.
Yeah, some great information. So let's circle back around to the your company, or the company here, Tampa Bay Mobile Mammography, and talk about scheduling and how people can get some more information on getting out there and getting tested for this.
Absolutely. Well, I will say 2015 is the year of corporate wellness programs. We are all becoming very aware that a healthy employee is a more productive employee. And so if you're looking to add a corporate screening program for your employees, again, it saves your employees from taking a day off work. We can do a screening mammogram in 10 minutes. Give me a call at 813-601-1925, or you can contact me through our website at www.tampabaymobilemammography.com. It's very easy. If you schedule an event with us, we have online registration, so employees can go right online. They click, they select their appointment time, they can download pre-registration forms. When they come on the bus, we just take a copy of their insurance card. There's no cost. It's covered under the Affordable Care Act, and all women should be coming for their screening. And we'll make a copy of that insurance card, take them back and have them screened, and then they're back to their day.
And real quick, if you're at a company event and somebody who's not associated necessarily with the company, are they able to make an appointment to come?
Absolutely. We take walk-in appointments through the day. So if we're out and about and we're at an event and you're driving by and you say, I've been holding on this prescription and I've put it off and put it off, well, there we are. But another point is, for a screening mammogram, ladies, you don't need a prescription. So if you've gone years without your mammogram and you see our bus driving around or parked, come on board and check us out.
Sounds like a plan. Shelby, thank you very much. Some great information for the community. I appreciate you coming in this morning.
Thanks so much, Jamie. Appreciate it.
That was Shelby Coriati, Director of Marketing and Patient Education at Tampa Bay Mobile Mammography. Learn more about them at tampabaymobilemammography.com. Well, we got to wrap it up. I'll see you back in here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. on 1250 WHNZ on That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.